Hello, my name is Mel. Today I chose for our art appreciation for Charles White, Harvest Talk. Harvest Talk was created in 1953 by Charles White. It was a compelling example of the artist's mastery in using charcoal. It's made with Wolf's carbon drawing pencil and graphite, and were enhanced by techniques such as stumping and erasing on ivory wood pulp laminate board. Stumping is a technique that softens and tones down, blends, shading and manipulating dry media by moving it across the paper. It allows finer, more controlled blending than using one's fingertips. The dimensions of the portrait itself is 26 inches by 39 inches. This work exemplifies White's dedication to portraying the dignity and resilience of African American life. A recurring theme throughout his compositions, which White's ability to convey profound emotions and narrative through monochromatic media has cemented his status as a pivotal figure in 19th century American art. Charles White depicted the dignity of rural labor with two powerful figures, these two gentlemen here. And as you can see, how the contours of the scythe, the hat brims, and even the forearms here, these echo the curves in the horizon of the clouds. So everything's kind of wavy in form. White is portraying these workers in harmony with the landscape. The surrounding area around the figures are very light, and the background is shaded darker. As you can see here, it's all very light, and then in the background we have a lot more of a darker accent, which is really bringing the eye to these strong men that are being portrayed. As we know, White was the American artist known for his chronicling of African American related subjects in paintings, drawings, lithographs, and even murals. White's lifelong commitment to chronicling the triumphs and struggles of his community is in representational form cemented him as one of the most well-known artists in African American art history. White was a huge advocate during the Civil Rights era, and he created art to represent the lives of African Americans during that time. White's career was marked by his commitment to social justice and his role as an influential educator, inspiring future generations of artists. Harvest Talk, though, not only reflects White's technical prowess, but also his deep engagement with the cultural and historical context of his subjects. So here we see two southern rural farmhands as they sharpen a scythe in silence during fall harvest. Their powerful figures recall those of revolutionary Mexican murals and are made more imposing by their placements so close to the front of the picture. Through the use of his masterful technique, White here has instilled in their heroic forms a deep humanity, almost a spiritual beauty, with his assured sense of line and subtle tonalities. He captures the particularities of these workers, their worn and wrinkled clothing, their strong hands and arms are muscle bound from years of hard work in the fields. He also renders something more general, more ideal. Their dignified composure, their strength, their all-seeing gaze. In the beautifully advocated landscape with its deep perspective, White conveys the grand sweep of the terrain as well as its specifics, such as these single blades of grass. In the true tradition of social realism, Harvest Talk portrays such a tangible reality and a political idea. About his method, White declared, "I use Negro subject matters because Negroes are closest to me, but I am trying to express a universal feeling through them. This doesn't mean I am a man without anger. I've had my work in museums where I wasn't allowed to see it, but what I pour into my work is the challenge of how beautiful life can be." This Art Institute drawing represents White's mature style. He developed this between 1950 and 1963. During this period, he began to shift his focus from Black leaders of the past to ordinary men and women, such as the rural farm workers here. These meticulously depicted subjects become every person, the real heroes of human struggle. During this period, White switched largely to black and white drawings and prints. He felt that a skillfully rendered black and white image had a sharper impact. Also, his message could reach millions because prints could be more easily reproduced and sold at affordable prices. Regarding our reading material last week, I found the perfect quote to tie Killen's article, Charles White, the People's Artist, from the Georgia Review, to White's Harvest Talk. This is a quote from Tom Feelings, who had this to say about White's characters in general. Though his active interest led him to draw and paint great historical figures from Black history, I believe that in most of his artwork, Charles White purposely chose to depict the everyday and ordinary working class people, the most African looking, the poorest and the blackest people in our ranks, the ones who by all accounts were the furthest from the country's white standards of success and beauty. Harvest Talk is typical of White's vision and work. The pain and the contours of the faces, the strength, the determination to struggle against overwhelming odds. White's people are always larger than life, richer and fuller, and deeper than life ever would be or ever could be. White had established a new aesthetic, a new voice in the Black experience, artistically speaking. Black is beautiful, it is strength, and it is inspirational. And I'd like to finish here with a quote from an art historian, James Porter, who said in his introduction to a 1967 book of White's work, Images of Dignity, "I like to think of Charles White as an artist who, more than any other, has found a way of embodying his art, the very texture of the Negro experience is found in life in America." And this piece of work here is everything that America at the time was, to me, I believe. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.